afternoon, and welcome to session 6 of the 360 Degree Leader, brought to you, thank you, Emma, brought to you from Wild Dunes. We're very excited to be out here in the sun today.
Yes, and beautiful today.
We've had a good conversation. We're doing the format a little bit differently. We're going to try something different. So we're going to kind of discuss in sections, and then we'll pause for a minute. A question will pop up on the screen. You can either pause the video and discuss with your group at that time, or you can hold to the end of the video and discuss then. Or if you're watching it by yourself, you can just ponder on the question until you get a chance to sit in with the rest of the ladies. But we're gonna see how well this works, so fingers crossed. I think it'll be okay.
All right, so too.
So the first thing, we're still in the 360 Degree Leader, and this week we're gonna talk about building influence with your peers. So if you remember, we said the 360 Degree Leader is the leader who builds influence in every area of their life. So they build influence with their boss, which we've had a couple of conversations about leading up.
Yep.
They build influence with their peers, which is where we're going to start this month. And they build relationships or build influence with the people that look up to them or the people that report up to them.
Yes.
So a full 360 degree in your life. How are you building influence with those people around you? And the purpose is to make a difference no matter where you are. Like, regardless of job title or position or whatever, you make a difference by building influence with these different people.
Yes.
All right. So today, the first thing I'll ask is, what value is there to gain influence with your peers? Why should we do it?
Why should we gain value with our peers? Well, I think that one of the big things is collaborative effort, right? If we want to be successful in life, then collaboration is key. Not just in life. I mean, in life, yeah. Not just in business, but in the workplace. Having different ideas and bringing different elements to the table helps us all to be more successful when we're able to collaborate with our peers.
Yeah, having everybody going in the same direction, that's helpful. Yeah, like you said, in every aspect of your life. But imagine if you're on a boat, right, and you're rowing one way and then the people behind you are rowing the other way. I don't think either of you are going to get very far very fast. So being able to collaborate and be on the same page, row in the same direction, I think is really helpful.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is one of the benefits to gaining influence with your coworkers or your teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another benefit is that it gives you the opportunity to communicate a little bit more of what your thoughts are and what your ideas are, and have that chance to brainstorm and bounce ideas off of each other. If it's just sitting there rolling around in your own head, sometimes it can't get fully thought out and fully implemented.
Yeah, I think that once you start building relationships and people start looking to you and saying you bring something of value, then they're going to start listening to you more. And so that gives you an opportunity to speak your thoughts and your words of wisdom or your ideas, right? Like for somebody to even pay attention or listen to that. Because if they don't care about you, they don't think you care about them, then they don't care about your ideas. So building that influence and building those relationships really helps give you the opportunity to put those out.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then the other thing is, right, if I am solving a problem on my own, I've got limited resources, I've got limited experience, I've got limited knowledge, right? But if I have, a relationship with my peers, my coworkers, then I can say, Emma, I'm really having an issue with this. Have you run into this before? What did you do? What do you think? Right. So it gives a much better opportunity to kind of solve issues.
Yes, absolutely. You're not siloed into what your own experiences are and your own thought processes. You have this whole network of people to rely on to help you, especially when you have already added that value. They're willing to listen. They're willing to help you get through whatever that problem is. So, and I think that leads to the next benefit is you do get that opportunity when you're adding value to your coworkers to build a larger network.
And with that network gives you career opportunities, right? They're seeing you're visible in more places. People are seeing what you're doing. They're seeing the value that you add. They may want you on their team, or they may, put your name in for an opportunity that comes up because you're out there. They know you get along with people. They know that you help other people. And I think like the bottom line, the main reason that I think it is important to start building this influence and stuff with your coworkers and your teammates is to just create a more positive work environment.
Absolutely. You spend the majority of your time with the people that you work with. So why would you want to go in and not have fun and enjoy the people that you're around and have relationships with people? Not only is it beneficial for you, but it's beneficial to everybody around you as well. Having that increased and boosted morale within the workplace, everybody's happier, everybody's more successful then. So, yeah, all good things.
So today we're going to talk about in our first session of Leading Across, we're going to talk about the leadership loop. So the leadership loop looks like this. And it's a process that starts with caring and it ends with success. And it's how we can be successful in our everyday life, specific things and steps we need to take. So many people try to skip from the first step to the last step, and they think that, bam, I'm going to be successful.
Nope, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work that way. It's really important to go through each individual step. And Emma and I are going to kind of take you step by step through this.
Yeah, and each of the steps builds on the one, so you can't just jump like Kate mentioned from the beginning to the end, or just straight to the end. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's a process. This process takes time and it takes energy, but it's worth it. It's worth it for just those few reasons that you guys just discussed, or that Emma and I just discussed.
Yeah, so absolutely.
So the first step in the leadership loop is caring, which means I am we've said it so many times, right? You don't care about me until you know that I care about you, right? You don't care how much I know. You don't care how much I have to say. You don't care about any of that until you know that I care about you.
It's not how much they don't care about what you know. They know that they want to know that you care, right?
Yeah. So often we're just we want to race to the bottom line. We want this thing done. You're the person I need to do it. And we just don't realize that it all starts right here. It starts with caring, this path to success, right? We're so focused sometimes on the bottom line that we don't realize that it's important to take that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that one of the things that you can do that it helps with is it helps people to feel like they belong to something too. If I show you that I care about you as a person, Faith, you feel more like you belong to a team with me then, or the team of the people with us. So you really have to put the energy and be very intentional with it and put yourself out there to show that you care about someone, showing interest in them as a person, showing that you care, what they think, what their life is, all of that. So,
and I know it's really easy to sit and be like, well, this person has 0 redeeming qualities. Why should I care about them?
Yes.
However, I think that if we want to find success, and we want to find success as a team, which is important, you're gonna find that good quality, because there's something to love about every single person.
Absolutely.
You can find it.
You have to find the positive in somebody, and then every interaction that you have with them, think about that positive aspect of them so that you can continue forward with building that relationship with them, because people will be drawn more to that, and people who have added value to them and shown that they care than somebody who doesn't. They're going to run away from it if you're not showing that. So I think it's very important. I think I have a hard time with somebody who I'm like, I just don't see what the positive is. I'm really trying to find that one thing. And when I speak to them, I imagine it right on their forehead. Okay, This can keep me going, then. Okay, so the next part of the leadership loop is learning. And it's not necessarily learning about, your profession or somebody else's profession. It's learning about the people that you work with, learning their stories, what brings them joy in life. Taking that caring, like I said earlier, is building on the previous one. So taking that caring into really getting to know the people that you work with.
Yeah, I totally agree. These things can be as little as knowing, and remember, again, we're talking about how do I build influence, right? I'm learning about you. This can be as little as I know how you take your coffee, or I know what your Starbucks order is, and can be like as big as I'm learning about you and your family, like the challenges you might have at home, or even challenges that you might have at work. What's formed you into being the person you are today? Like that really opens up some perspective when I start to know about, okay, I understand why you do this way, because in the past this happened to you, or you learned this. So learning your coworkers, your teammates, learning about them really kind of just opens up that communication to kind of allow you to continue down the path to success, I think.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree.
So thirdly, on the leadership loop, is appreciating, right? It's important to let people know how much you appreciate them. It's important for you to let them know how much you appreciate what they do, that it's not unseen, that it is, and it's important that you kind of respect them and they see that. It's not just we don't talk about that. I'm sure they know. Well, that doesn't work.
No, it does not work. You need to tell people, and people want to hear it. It builds trust when you show your appreciation toward people and their various different unique experiences in life. I think, again, it goes back onto the building on the learning of like being respectful and understanding that everybody has a different background and comes from something different. But what has shaped them and brought them to that point helps to build teams, right?
Yep.
And everybody has a difference that they bring to the table to make everything work and function properly.
I agree. So if you feel like I'm only going to appreciate you because you're exactly like me, you do things the way that I like them done, and you know what I mean? Like, then you're really, really missing out on a big piece of the puzzle. Like, we need so many different pieces and so many different experiences, so many different strengths and weaknesses in order to make the team function as a whole. And so I think it's important. Just think about how you feel when you're appreciated. And try to give that back. Just imagine how much harder you work, how much more successful you are when somebody just comes to you and just says, what a good job you're doing.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to like boosting the morale, right? It really helps, and it brings you joy. It makes you happier when you get heard your hard work being appreciated.
And it's infectious.
It is.
Too. It's infectious, right? If somebody gives that to you, you in turn want to give that back to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it can really make the biggest difference in a team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the next one in the leadership loop is contributing, adding value to others is a hallmark of leadership, of teamwork. And again, all of these continue to build on each other. So it's not just taking your role, it's going above and beyond your role and your responsibilities, and helping out the other people on your team as well.
Yeah, it's making sure that you don't have a hidden agenda. You're just willing to say, what is it that you need and how can I help you get there? How can what I know support you?
Yes.
Right? That makes a huge difference. That is like the number one step in building influence. If I'm looking at you and you're telling me, Faith, what can I do to support you? And you have no hidden agenda of being like, ooh, if I do this, let me see what I get out of it, right? You have no hidden agenda. And here's some of the things, right? We have them written down, right? So one, don't keep the best stuff to yourself.
Nope, you got to share that.
If you have information, and it only is doing you good, like saying, I don't want to tell anybody because I'm afraid that they might be better than me, or they might be able to get further than me, or whatever.
Yeah.
That is not helping the team, and that's not being part of the leadership loop. It's not contributing.
Right.
It's not helpful.
Right. And what that does too is it helps to fill in gaps where other people might have a weakness as well. You're bringing a strength where they might be weak, and then that works both ways. So vice versa, is then they might have a strength where you're weak. And again, you're building that relationship.
You're benefiting from it, because the next one is like investing in their growth, right? So making sure you don't go to work and you're not in your like environment only strictly focused on what's going to be best for me. Because in my world, if you're succeeding, I'm also succeeding.
Yes.
Like we as a team, if we as a team succeed, then I'm a success. And we as a team can't succeed unless you and I both succeed. And then, so it says, when you light another's candle, you lose nothing of your own. You just produce more light.
I love
and
that.
I love that, the idea of that, right? Like we're just lighting some candles.
Oh, here we go.
Lighting some candles. Now we both have a light.
So I think, and then that kind of falls into the last one of take them along. So start building people up and bring them along to show them that you're part of the team, and we want your contribution. I want to contribute to you. I want you to contribute to this, and almost like a mentorship coaching type aspect of come with us. Let's all do this together.
Yeah. So if you give with no strings attached and try to help others win, they will in time come to trust your motives.
Yes, they will. And it can be sometimes awkward, especially depending on your working environment, to start doing that. But don't get frustrated, and you just got to persevere through it and just continue to contribute to your teammates.
So next on the leadership loop is verbalizing. And this is, again, affirming people. So we did say appreciate people. Make sure you know what they appreciate, or that you appreciate what they're doing. But this one is just verbalizing that. That means, again, not imagining that they understand and they know, not that they know what you want, that they know what you expect, that they know that you appreciate them, that they know how well they're doing or how much they bring to the team, but actually verbalizing that, affirming people, recognizing people.
Yes, absolutely. And having that open communication and feeling okay, being honest with somebody about that. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be to just make it part of your daily practice of, I am going to verbalize that I like this about this person. It doesn't even necessarily need to be like, oh, you did a great job at this task. Mm-hmm. It can be anything, right? And just making sure you're communicating, because communication is a key aspect of teamwork. Without it, it will fall apart.
If you want to influence your peers, become their best cheerleader. Praise their strengths, acknowledge their accomplishments, say positive things about them to your boss and peers, sincerely compliment them at every opportunity. Imagine how different the workplace would be if we all put that into action.
Oh my gosh, it would be a huge difference. It'd be amazing.
I mean, not in my workplace, because we all already do that anyway. But
everybody partakes.
Everybody partakes. They just build each other up all day.
All day.
Yeah.
The next one in the leadership loop is leading. So by building on these foundations of care, appreciation, contribution, and verbalization, we have earned ourselves the opportunity to influence others, right? And to actually be able to lead our coworkers, because that's what this is about, leading across, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so it takes, again, you can't skip from step one to success, right? Because leadership is not where it ends. So you can't go from step one. You have to complete all of the steps you have to care, you have to learn, you have to appreciate, you have to contribute and start adding value. You have to verbalize and affirm people, and then you can start creating that influence, building that influence, and leading them in the direction that you want to go, or the right direction, the successful direction. And then that will take you to the next and final step of the leadership loop, and that is success. So true leadership involves collective success. It's not an individual opportunity.
Right. It's not just about me, it's about all of us. And if you are looking at it as, well, this is just self-serving for me, then you completely missed the point of that whole thing. And I think that really is, I don't know how you could say that it's successful if not everybody involved was successful in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if you're successful, but your team fails on a bigger scale,
it's not a success.
It's not a success.
And in the end, it'll all fail.
And so, we've learned to influence people. We go through this leadership loop, and then we hit this success finally as a team. Great leaders don't use people so they can win. They lead people so that they can all win together.
Yes, that's so true. It is so true.
And then finally, I'll just say that the thing about helping other people succeed is that it just gives you even more opportunities to help even more people. Like, they see you, and they want to come into your life, and they want you to kind of be a part of that. And then this loop starts all over again. It doesn't just continue from there. When these new people come into your life, now you start all at the top again. Success, learning, appreciating, contributing, verbalizing, leading, succeeding. And it just keeps happening.
Just keeps looping.
Just keeps looping.
Because it's the leadership loop.
Leadership loop.